Hey, Brian, my man, it's so nice to have you on the show today. How are you doing?
Elijah, it's great to be here. Thank you for having me. I'm great.
Beautiful, and thank you so very much for being here. You see, I truly appreciate you, my man. And oftentimes, Brian, I love to thank my guests for two things. And I do this so often to the point where it has become my anthem. So, firstly, I want to say thank you so very much, Brian, for investing in yourself. You see, you are on this platform right now because you did invest it in yourself. And oftentimes, my man, I love to make reference to the amazing mango tree. You see, some couple of months back, I was on a particular road, and just by the roadside, Brian, there was this very tall, unattractive mango tree. And I use the word unattractive because the mango tree's got no mangoes on it, and the leaves are all dry. So I just walked past it and I went my way. But you see, Brian, just recently, I was on that same road. And this time around, a lot's changed about the mango tree, you see. The mango tree caught my attention pretty good from a distance. And immediately I got the urge to move so close to it, of which I did. And it wowed me. Because now the mango tree's got a lot of mangoes on it. Beautiful green leaves and healthy branches. And not just mangoes now, Brian. I'm talking about ripe mangoes. It was such a lovely experience that day. I was so excited, I tell you. Here is my point. You see, the fact that you dedicated your time, energy, and resources to becoming the amazing Brian that you are today, that alone has made it impossible for me to skip you. And that's why you got the request from me because I was attracted to the fruits of all that you're doing. You see, the beautiful stuff you're doing, it's amazing. Your insight, your philosophies, the impact your work is having, how you're offering your solution, these stuffs are amazing. And just before I sent you that request, my man, I said to myself, I've got to benefit from these beautiful things Brian is doing, and not only me now, but even with the audience. And here we are today with the amazing Brian. So thank you so very much for doing that yourself. And secondly, thank you for saying yes to the invite. Because if you had said nope, there was nothing Elisha could do about it. Thanks so much, my man.
And I love the analogy too. I've been living in the Caribbean in Puerto Rico for the last few years. I'm back in San Diego now, but there's a lot of mango trees around that part of the world, and that's kind of what we're going to talk about today is how your listeners can plant the seed for their future growth. And for anyone listening, here's the deal with personal growth and planting a seed is you start out with no mangoes on your tree. You're putting in all this work, you're putting in all this effort to grow, and you literally have nothing to show for it. And that is such a can be a frustrating place to feel stuck in, where you've put in a lot of work and it's not springtime yet. Okay. But what we're going to do today, what we're really going to get into is actionable strategies that have helped me to grow some amazing mangoes in my life. I'll give a quick introduction real quick for everyone out there. I'm a 7-time world record holding professional skydiver, multi 7-figure sales executive, author, and just guy putting out good vibes. And what I'm going to teach you today is a 3-step process to absolutely crush your goals and build yourself up personally so that your life blossoms into anything you want, as many mangoes as you want.
Awesome, and I love that. That's a beautiful one. Now I've got to get my pen and man, which is a very important section, I tell you. Okay, my man. So, let's get started with your introduction. I want you to talk to us about your personal and professional journey. Because right now we are so curious. We want to know how Brian got here. Then afterwards, I've gotten some beautiful questions for you. Okay, Brian, over to you.
Cool. So I'll give you a high level, and then I guess go back to where it all started. Um, I'm an entrepreneur today. I'm an author and a professional athlete, and I'm 41 years old. Throughout my first 30 years on the planet, I had bad ADHD. It was super hard for me to focus in school. I wasn't a good student. I had terrible attention in class, and that really made excelling academically, and in my 20s, excelling as an entrepreneur. It made it very difficult because if you want to be successful in your goals, if you want to feel fulfilled and happy in your life, which is even more important to many people than being successful in their goals, you got to maintain focus. Okay. When I turned 28, I had been skydiving for 12 years at that point, and I completed my first world record in skydiving. I became a part of the 138-way world's largest head-down formation. So imagine people falling upside down towards the planet. And have you ever seen those pictures of like people holding hands in the sky?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what we're doing. We're actually going for another world record. We're shooting for a 200-person formation in 2 weeks here at Skydiver. Yeah. So I made a career out of jumping out of airplanes, 18,000 feet up in the air, 6,000 international. Is that right? Yeah, just about that. And what that taught me about my life and my business was how important one single word is: conviction. Okay. I was born to be a skydiver. My dad is a skydiver. He's still jumping today. He's like 77 and still skydiving. I was born watching him skydive over the weekends when I was a kid. And I never had any doubt whatsoever when I was a child that as soon as I was old enough to jump out of airplanes, that's what I was going to do. Some people choose skydiving because they're crazy. I probably am too, but I got born into it. So it was natural. I can't claim that I'm not. It's not a sane thing to do. That's a discussion for another day. I had full conviction in my childhood that I would become a skydiver. There was zero doubt in my mind whatsoever. Then when I started skydiving, I had full conviction, full belief that I could excel in this sport. I wasn't a natural at flying in the air just because my dad did it. I had to learn, human beings are not natural at body flight. It's not something that we do as a species. So I had to learn like everyone else, but I fully believed in my ability to learn anything that anyone else in the world of skydiving could do. And that belief propelled my actions towards daily just chipping away, just, tapping away at the masterpiece that would eventually be, your sculpture of me becoming a professional at this. And that belief led me on a decade-long journey, 12-year-long journey to actually become in the top 1% in the world at this thing. If you just do the math, you got 138 people setting a world record. That's somewhere near a fraction of the top 1%. So I was really proud of that. But I came home from that event at the age of 28, and it dawned on me of how well I was doing in that part of my life and how poorly I was doing as an entrepreneur at the time. You see, like I'd been trying to start businesses, online businesses, selling ebooks, building web pages, building web traffic throughout my entire 20s, and sending emails and building traffic was even less natural to me than jumping out of an airplane. So on one hand, I was achieving a lot of success on one side of my life and totally failing on the other side of my life. And that led me to the biggest epiphany I've ever had. What am I doing in my skydiving life that I'm not doing in my professional life, in my career? Two very different aspects of life. They would seemingly have nothing to do with each other, but surely there's got to be something that I'm doing to have reached the top 1% in the world at a thing that I'm totally not doing if I'm failing something else. And what I realized was that I had an internal voice or feeling, more so feeling in the back of my psyche that I would fail as an entrepreneur or that it wouldn't work out because I had ADHD. My focus was trash in my 20s. It was so bad. Have you ever felt like that? Have you ever felt like, man, just I have a goal that I really want, but I'm afraid to go after it, or I'm afraid that it's not going to work for me?
Yeah, that's right. When I was way
Everybody,
younger.
yeah. Everybody struggles with that, right? And the key that separates a world champion or top 1% person in their niche, doesn't matter what it is globally, is that they have 100% conviction that they are going to succeed at their goals. that over my life as a skydiver has led me to become a 7-time world record holding athlete. And as soon as I learned how to apply that in my business, I exploded overnight. It took like a year and a half. But as an entrepreneur, yeah, I mean, hey, if you have one massive component missing towards your success and then you drown yourself in that, you're going to find your success. And ultimately, you're going to find a lot of happiness from that as well, too. Happiness isn't something that you can really go out and achieve, but happiness is also directly linked towards progress. When you make progress towards your goals, we tend to feel happy as humans for it. So we got about 10 minutes left. Can I get into that system real quick?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead, my man.
Here's what you want to do if you're looking to improve your happiness in life, if you're looking to master any goal, or if you're looking to kind of catapult yourself to the next level of anything that you're doing. It could be weight loss. It could be traveling the world. It could be moving up in your career. Okay. I've got a 3-step system. It's called positive immediate action. I invented it that day, that night that I had that epiphany about what I was doing in skydiving and what I was lacking in business. And what this system does is it scans your thought patterns for thoughts that do not align with your future objective, because you need to add yourself up to whatever you are trying to become on a thought by thought basis. Don't approach your goals on a daily basis. Days are that's too much time for you to change your life in. If you really want to change your life, become happier, become more successful, you got to do this on a second by second basis. So step 1, start scanning your thoughts. Just run a background scan of your thoughts throughout your entire day. It doesn't take any time. It's just a side task that you're doing while you're in the shower, while you're driving, while you're working. You scan your thoughts and you rank them as either positive or negative. And an easy way to think about this is this thought helpful to me and my life and what I'm trying to achieve? Or is it not helpful to me, my life, and what I'm trying to achieve? If it's not helpful, then it's either a negative thought or it's a waste of time. Something that human beings can get pretty good at is just having thoughts that lead you nowhere. Successful people, happy people can be pretty focused on what they're going towards. So start adding yourself up by noticing all of the negative thoughts you have, and don't try to stop them. Instead, step 2, recognize that you have the ability to react differently from your thoughts because you are the observer of your thoughts. Have you ever heard that, Elijah?
Yeah, that's right. I have.
Totally. We are not the words going on in between our ears. Okay. We are the entity. We are the consciousness creating that dialogue or those emotions. Okay. And you have a choice. Once you can pull yourself back and realize that you are the observer of a thought, you can separate your ability to react to it as you desire. So for instance, if you have a thought that says, I'm not good enough, or I'm not smart enough, or even I don't feel like it right now. Those are 3 prime examples of unhelpful negative thoughts. Notice that you can react differently to those. You don't have to stop the thoughts. It can be difficult to control your thoughts. Would you say, Elijah?
That's right. I got that.
Totally. It can be difficult to control what we think, but you can control how you react to them once you become aware of them.
So true.
Step 1, right? Scan your thoughts, recognize the negative ones. Step 2, say a mantra, which you are going to create for yourself, or you can use mine as well. And a mantra is going to be a short, very short handful of words that remind you of your ability to think positively, take action, overcome challenges. If someone else has ever achieved what you're trying to achieve, you can definitely do it, especially in the age of AI. Oh my God, there's so many answers for whatever you're trying to figure out. So say your mantra to remind yourself that you can take action towards your goals. My mantra is 5 words. It's happy, healthy, wealthy, humble, loved. 5 super simple, positive words that they don't really mean anything in and of themselves, but they're a positive reminder. Okay. And they're a reminder of 5 things that I am and 5 things that I want to be, that when I'm having a bad day or when I'm beating myself up because I've got an obstacle in my life that's it's kicking my ass, my goals aren't working for me today, those 5 words remind me that, like, okay, dude, you can strategize here, you can overcome this, you can circle back and figure out how to achieve this goal, or also just become happier. If you have a habit of negative self-talk and you beat yourself up, saying positive words towards yourself sounds silly, totally works. It will definitely shift your happiness on a day-by-day scale. And happy people are productive people, okay? Or at least they can maintain their productivity more. So once you've recognized a thought and you've transformed it with your mantra, create your own or use mine. Another one I can do, real simple, another one I use is I can do it. If I'm thinking about achieving a goal and I feel that fear or that hesitation coming up, pause, big deep breath, always breathe. When you say your mantra, big exhale, I can do it. And now step 3, launch into immediate action. This is where my career changed overnight. The biggest reason why people don't hit their goals in life and why they lack a lot of happiness because of that is because they're not taking action. They're hesitating. World champions, world record holders, no hesitation. There's no time to hesitate. You got to move and you got to stand out from the pack if you're trying to achieve something like that, or if you're trying to get promoted in your career. You've got to stand out from the average, meaning you have to program yourself to take action on a second-by-second basis. So when you have that idea of applying for a job and you notice that you start to talk yourself out of it, you're like, no, I don't know if I'm qualified for it. Recognize unhelpful thought. Step 2, big deep breath, exhale, say your mantra. Step 3, take immediate action and in a small way, hit the goals that lead you to applying for that job. That's updating your resume. That's updating your LinkedIn. If it's losing weight, that's putting the beer away at night, drinking half as much beer as you would, putting the ice cream away, putting on your running shoes. If you want to learn a language, it's opening up Duolingo or signing up for actual one-on-one virtual language lessons. Whatever your goal is, start to take micro actions. And the reason why these 3 steps are massive is because they reprogram your mind on a second-by-second basis. Don't try to get 1% better every day. Try to get 1% better every minute. You can do that. And when you do that, you create a domino effect of positive thinking, positive reacting, and action that propels you towards any goal. And Elijah, what would you do if you started this system and then said, you know what, this is a dumb idea, I don't think it's going to work? Any guesses?
Okay. What will I do?
Yeah,
Maybe I'll take the second step that says, say a mantra. I can
nailed
do
it.
it.
Yeah, this is a looping system. So once you get to the step where you should be taking action, if you hesitate again, just go back to step 1 and recognize, hey, this hesitation, this will multiply and domino effect throughout my entire life to decide outcomes that I don't want to have. I want to be a person of action, and I need to add that action up. This hesitation is actually already making me lose my goals before I've even started. So let's go back and recognize it, transform that, and then take action again. And if you still hesitate, do it again.
Beautiful, my man. This is profound, I tell you. And
It,
it is very practical and so effective, I tell you. You wanted to say something?
yeah, just to wrap up, and then I'd love to hear some questions from you. For anyone listening, I went from being a failed entrepreneur to a multi-6-figure earner in a year and a half doing this. I scored a job as a national director of sales for a wave pool man-made surf park technology company and did 4 million in sales in 2.5 years for them. One, because of conviction in the industry itself and in what we were selling. But two, that was a quantum leap for my career from failed entrepreneur to national director of sales, punching out millions in revenue. Do you know how I got there? Positive immediate action. Because the goal was so far above me when I started and where I started at. I knew it was out of my league, but I knew that I had a system of action that would propel me and get me towards it and support me on the hard days when I wasn't feeling at my best. It knocked results out of the park for me. I know it will for you too. It's a 5-star book on Amazon. It's called Be Great, Be Happy. You can read all about it. People are loving it. Hopefully it helps some people out there. And Elijah, hit me with some questions. I know we got to wrap up.
Yeah, my man, beautiful. So let's just take one question, all right? Because you've answered almost all of my questions. So let's talk about idea. Okay, idea. So what kills an idea before it becomes reality, and what brings it to life? Got it?
Okay. So are you asking what
Yeah,
when we
like
have an
what?
idea, what
Yeah,
brings that idea to life?
yeah. Like firstly, what kills an idea, and yeah, then what brings it to life?
So a lot of people would say that action brings ideas to life, but action is in the real world already. And we need something to get our ideas, which are not in the physical real world. They're, whatever, they're in this space, whatever that's called in there. We need something to branch our ideas into the real world so that we can take action on them. And that word is belief. Having a high level of belief is what unlocks your ability to take action on an idea. Ideas themselves can come from inspiration, but you see anything, you get a wild idea for it. Okay. Everyone has $1 million ideas multiple times throughout their lives, or has an idea for something cool they want to do, whether it's join a dance studio, whatever. Whether or not you will take action on that idea, one, depends on desire. You have to desire it. But two, do you believe that you will be successful? There's 3 levels of belief. I can, I could, I can't. Okay? When you fully believe in your ability to be successful at an idea, you have an I can level of belief. It's the most powerful level of belief you can have. It means you know that you're going to do it. Now you just got to figure out how. When you feel like I could achieve this idea, now you're getting into a gray area and you're approaching the fight, you're approaching the race from like a pulled back, pulling your punches attitude. Like imagine a boxer. You're trained as a boxer to punch through your target, and you better believe that you're going to connect through it. Now, a boxer who punches short of their target because they're afraid that they're going to get hit in the face, they're not going to win any fights, and it's the same analogy with your life. So when you approach your goals from an I could level of belief, that's a weaker level. I can't is obviously the weakest level of belief. Funny enough, though, your best ideas probably reside in an I could or I can't belief system. The trick is getting your level of belief in those ideas up to an I can level. Our system today, positive immediate action, does just that.
Wow, that's a beautiful one, and I got that. And you made that quite easy to understand. So what would you like to leave the audience with, like a final thought? And to those folks who would like to reach out to you, learn more about the beautiful stuff we've discussed so far, or make a purchase of your book or your services, how can that be possible?
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for having me, everyone. If you're still here, thank you for listening. If you like my book or like what you're reading in it, here it is. It's called Be Great, Be Happy. You can find it on Amazon. Again, my name is Bryan Gile, BryanGile. And really, if you've enjoyed this today, what you're going to read in Be Great, Be Happy, or on my socials, you can follow me on TikTok. What you're going to learn is hard, real strategies for you to become extremely skilled at anything. And for you to increase your happiness as well too. Getting good at your goals, achieving world-class or expert level results in your goals, and being happy, totally different topics of conversation. I've got some great answers for both of them with real tools and tactics that you can use.
Beautiful, my man. So can you say your website or your contact info again?
Yeah, begreatbehappy.com, or you
Be
can go on
great, be
Amazon.
happy.
Yeah, or
Okay,
you can go on Amazon and search for the book Be Great, Be Happy.
beautiful. So that's gonna be the end of the show. But man, thank you so very much for coming and thank you for sharing this beautiful stuff with us. It means a whole lot, man. Thank you.
My pleasure. Let's go grow some mangoes.